The University of Memphis offers a Bachelor of Arts now in Music and Entertainment, and it is a concentration. The concentration is broken into 3 areas: music technology, music business, general music studies.
I feel like this program is really preparing me for my future endeavors and whatever career I end up in, because I'm learning every single aspect of the music industry, and there's so much. I keep learning more and more every day, and I can't imagine myself being anywhere else.
Not only do you get the experience of hands-on work in performance and studio technology and all that, but you get to meet a lot of other people that are doing the same thing and bounce around ideas.
Since this environment is really hands-on, it's the best place where I can learn. I can't really just listen to somebody say something and learn it that way. I have to see them do it and then do it myself.
I got to touch things day one. There was no reading out of a manual for 3 years. I had hands in the studio right off the bat, and then even working with other people in and out of the studio, it's just a nice environment to get acquainted with things quickly if you're a hands-on learner.
I think the type of student that thrives here is the multi-hyphenate artist. So we've got kids that are really strong in their musical ability, but also in their business leadership skills. And that's something that we try to teach here. We try to kind of like split the brain of the student, right? And encourage them to create and lead in more than one way at one time.
I chose the commercial music program at Lambuth simply because there are a lot of ways that you can go with a commercial music degree. You can go into tech, or you can go into the business side, or you can go into the performance side. There's a bunch of different ways that you can go with it, and you don't really have to settle on one the first year that you get here. You can kind of test everything out.
When a student comes to the University of Memphis Lambuth Campus, they sometimes don't know what they actually want to do. They just love music and they have some experience with it, but we have to sit down and focus them on what they actually want to do as a career. So over the course of their time at Lambuth, we are always trying to figure out what that may look like in the future. And like anything in life, you can't just sort of start your career. You have to kind of have that training, that education, that hard work, putting the time in, paying your dues, doing all the things that everybody has to do at the beginning of any career, and that's gaining knowledge not only from the teachers here, but also gaining knowledge from the peers and figuring out what works and what doesn't work.
The first word that comes to mind is independence. There is a lot of opportunity to learn what you need to in this program. There are other schools where you have 5 or 6 different people ready to tell you this is what you need to do immediately. And I think that works for certain people, but for me, I don't necessarily need to be told everything. I just want to learn information and I want to use it. And this program was perfect for me in that aspect.
If you really are passionate about it, you gotta really, dive into it. It's about, putting yourself out there and doing what you need to do.
If you're gonna be an independent artist, you have to know the basics. When you leave here, you have the basics. You don't have to wonder or question, you just build on top of that.
I think we have a really warm program. It's very inclusive, but at the same time, you're gonna be challenged. And if you wanna grow and you really wanna utilize these 3.5, 4 years to the best of your ability to prepare you for where the real world and what it's like to work as a musical, entertainment, performing artist in the industry, we can set you up for success.
The idea that we have had students that have graduated and gone to law school, we've had students who graduated and gone on the road, we've had students that have been signed to record deals, we have students that have been signed to publishing deals, we have students that perform live, that travel live. They might be on stage, they might be backstage, they might be doing other things. It's all about figuring out what they want to do in life and getting them to that career path. Not knowing sort of what that is at first sometimes, but we get them there.